So welcome everyone to Masterclass on Cryptocurrencies by National Institute of Robotics and Artificial Intelligence. Today we have the privilege of delving into the world of cryptocurrencies with an esteemed
Then do
expert.
one thing, yaar. You run the slides, okay?
Sure, sir. So yes, today we have with us an esteemed expert, Wing Commander Gurinder M. Dua. He's an accomplished blockchain evangelist and thought leader with a diverse background spanning defense, aerospace, technology, consulting, and entrepreneurship. A recognized expert in emerging technologies like blockchain, AI, and tokenization, with a deep understanding of their disruptive potential across industries. Proven ability to simplify complex concepts and deliver engaging industry relevant training programs. Passionate about empowering learners to harness the transformative power of blockchain for professional growth and innovation. Warm welcome, sir, and thank you for taking out your valuable time for this session. So, without further ado, let's start the session, and over to you, sir.
Maya, you can start the presentation.
Yes, sir.
You can go full screen.
Okay, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, great. And the screen is also visible, right?
Of course, yes.
Great. So the technical hitches are behind us, and we've managed to start on time, which is very nice. So, how many of you attended the Bitcoin halving event this morning? How many people have joined till now?
I think 15 to 20 have joined.
15 to 20. Okay, great. So this morning, something very interesting happened. I don't know if you people are aware of it or not. It was the Bitcoin halving event. The Bitcoin halving event is significant because it shows what crypto is all about. Okay, what happened today could be forecasted 15 years ago because it was bound to happen after a certain number of blocks had been created, after a certain event had happened. Okay, it is known what will happen 4 years from now. It is known what will happen 40 years from now, because cryptocurrency is the Bitcoin cryptocurrency is a pre-programmed software which runs as programmed, which is it creates new blocks every 10 minutes, irrespective of what happens. So that was the event, the 4-year event of Bitcoin halving, which happened this morning. So let's go to the next slide and see. Maya, can you go to the next slide? Maya, are you with me?
Maya, can you go to the next slide?
Okay. Can you people see the next slide, or are we still on this crypto is not gambling slide?
We are on the first slide.
First slide. So
Yeah.
do we have Maya with us?
Yes, Maya, Maya
it was
is
all
there.
programmed on
Yes,
crypto.
yes. Now next slide. Yeah, go ahead.
Then it would have gone exactly as planned.
So 1 second. When I start when I go full screen, even after I am changing the slides, it's still you guys are still seeing the first slide.
No,
Okay.
there is a lag. That's all.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Then no
Yeah.
issues.
Yeah, can you
It is
go to
fine.
the second slide, please?
We are on the second slide.
Yeah, because Umesh, are you seeing the cryptocurrency slide, or are you seeing the crypto is not
Elephant
gambling
slide. Elephant slide. Elephant.
I'm seeing blockchain is Web3. Read, write, own, tokenization of everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm also seeing. Maya, you need to go to the second slide, please. Can you, Maya, start the presentation again? Yeah, now you're there. Yes, great.
It's all
Okay.
Maya.
Right. So let's kind of get back to business again. So we are today discussing cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency, like you can see, it's basically the essence of what a blockchain is. And a blockchain is basically a specific type of distributed ledger technology. Okay. Next. People view blockchain differently, right? Some view it as an accounting system. Others look at it as tokenization of everything. Next slide, please. There are others who say that Bitcoin is all about governance technology for the next generation of machine learning, machine economy. Okay. There are others who believe that blockchain is nothing beyond the distributed ledger technology and its application. Okay. Full stop. Nothing more, nothing less. So what is it? What does let's first look at distributed ledger technology itself. What is it? Okay. Next slide, please. So the ledger system which we are familiar with, on which accounting happens, is basically a double entry kind of a bookkeeping system, right? Where ledgers are maintained at different places and then occasionally reconciled to get a overall picture, right? That's how the normal ledgers work. When you are accounting for something, you use the double entry bookkeeping system. You debit something, you credit something. Okay. So why would you want the ledger copy to be available on every node, which is what the distributed ledger technology does? Okay. It says that you should have the same copy of the ledger available to everybody on every node, and any transaction which happens should be updated for everyone at the same time. Okay. Next slide, please. So why is that? What is the essence of this whole technology, distributed ledger technology? Okay. The point really is that everybody has a view and can use the information available all together. Okay. So it's like, if you look at inside out view of the ledger, you can look at it as everybody having the same bit of information. Okay. And being able to transact using that information or update it. Okay. That's the key essence of this technology. It basically merges it adds a third dimension to the ledger beyond debit and credit, which is ownership to the content. Okay, that is what the distributed ledger technology essentially brings to the table. A third dimension of ownership of the content. Okay, it creates a third dimension where ownership and content are together. Okay, that's very, very important, very significant. So the other thing, next slide, please. The other thing which happens in cryptocurrency is the distributed ledger technology. You can imagine that having the language of hashes, okay, introduced into the ledger using cryptography. Okay, so what is a hash? This is very important to understand. A hash basically is a fixed alphanumeric random output for any input. Okay, you put in a word, you'll get a 256-bit, let's say, output. Okay, you put in a sentence, you still get the same size of random alphanumeric output. You put in the entire encyclopedia, okay, and hash it, you'll still get 256 bits of output. Okay, this is very, very important to understand, because now the whole when we are looking at blockchain and cryptography and cryptocurrencies, then you are actually moving into a different world of hashes. Okay, the language of distributed ledger technology, which is of hashes, okay, gives, next slide please. Okay, so another thing I'd like to point out here is that even if you change one letter, okay, so let's say you change V into U in the whole encyclopedia, which you have converted into one single hash of 256 bits, even if you change one letter somewhere, the whole hash changes. Okay, that's very important to understand, because that is what gives integrity to the hash, to the content which the hash is representing. So now imagine the DLT, the distributed ledger technology, where you have added a third dimension of content attached to the information about the content, okay, as the third dimension. And now you have converted everything into hashes and digits and numbers. Okay, so the whole community of digital assets, the digital asset owners, are basically what? They are public assets, numbers, digits, alphanumeric. Okay, the validators, the miners, the wallets, the smart contracts, everything is just all about hashes. Okay. So when you look at a blockchain, what are you doing? You say that all transactions are reduced to hashes. Okay. So now in this pool, any transaction anybody does is converted into a hash and put into the block which is in progress. Okay, so a transaction goes in. The next transaction again is a hash. All these transactions put together in a block. Then the block becomes a hash. You link the block to the next block. It becomes a hash. Okay. Dr. Indrajit, anything? You raise your hand. Anyway, so the point is that it is everything, the whole community, the shared history you can imagine, is just one hash. So in the whole shared history of the blocks that you've created, of transactions which are hash, of blocks which are hash, of the links which are hash, and then the whole shared history is just a hash. Anything which changes there, the whole chain becomes red. And you can identify exactly where the data has been, the transaction, the hash has been broken. Okay. That's the key strength which hashing brings to the table as far to DLT, as far as crypto is concerned. Okay. Then the next thing, and the most important thing, next slide, please. Okay. In this community of bits and bytes, where DLT, distributed ledger, is there, everybody has access to the common pool of knowledge, and all transactions that they are doing are converted into hashes, and the chain that you are maintaining of blocks of transactions, okay, linked to each other, are all hashes. There, the DLT, the distributed ledger DLT community, which is working, okay, it secures all these hashes. It makes sure that none of these hashes are broken. It secures. It has an interest in maintaining the integrity of this whole blockchain, right? And this, when you do it in a decentralized fashion, okay, normally what do? Normally, in a traditional kind of an enterprise level thing, the control is with some central authority. He doesn't like some transaction, he changes it, okay, or he tells his colleague to change it, or something is uncomfortable. You know, the whole control is with the boss. The boss is always right. Whatever he says goes. Okay. What has happened with distributed ledger technology and the enterprise application of it, which people call blockchain? There you have the control given to a consortium of select few. Okay, so the consensus is achieved by, let's say, instead of a single person, by a group of nodes, pre-designated nodes. Okay, but with decentralized consensus of the kind of community that I'm talking of hashes and digits and numbers, right? There, the consensus of the collective pool of knowledge of transactions which have happened is done using an algorithm, a software. Okay. So when Bitcoin, after 4 years, started giving rewards instead of 6.5 Bitcoins from today, at a given time, after a certain number of blocks had been mined, it started giving 2.125 Bitcoins as reward. There was nobody doing it. It was all algorithmic. Okay. It was all protected. That whole algorithm is protected by the community. Nobody can change it without a totally decentralized consensus. Okay. Which is, so the whole chain here in this case, in Bitcoin's case, is protected by proof of work. Okay. So if you look at the other algorithms which are used, there are like proof of stake is there, where you stake your your ownership, whatever you own, and say that if I make any kind of nasty change, then my entire holding of my assets kind of can be scrapped. Okay, it's like rewards and penalties are all inbuilt into the consensus mechanism. Okay, Solana has a different system where it uses proof of time. Okay, but there are different consensus, decentralized consensus mechanism available, which are used as the third layer to the DLT. Okay, and all this put together, next slide. Okay, all this put together is what makes cryptocurrency. Okay, so basically, next slide, please. Okay, so basically, what does a cryptocurrency? What is it? Okay, it's basically it removes the middleman because of abstraction in transactions. Okay, because of cryptography. It adds the ownership concept because of the distributed ledger technology. Okay, and it has decentralized mechanism for consensus where anybody, you see, anybody can join the network and validate the transactions which are available, which are open, which are transparent. And that's what, when you say the blockchain is immutable, it actually means this, that everybody is using all their resources to protect the integrity of the data and make sure that every transaction is being recorded correctly and nobody is able to do any hanky-panky to any transaction or any block in the shared history. Okay, so that's how the next, please. That's how the whole concept of cryptocurrency. So cryptocurrency, if you were to define it, it's basically blockchain. It's a blockchain. Okay, now you have permission blockchains, which we talked about, where the consensus mechanism is of a couple of people kind of deciding on the rules, deciding who can come in, who can join, who can't join. Okay, unlike that, when you say cryptocurrency, then it's a permissionless blockchain. It's a permissionless blockchain, okay, which allows anybody. Now, anybody who wants to do any transaction is free to do so. Anybody who wants to become a validator is free to do so. Anybody who wants to mine and generate the Bitcoin, he can join the network and put in his work and get the rewards. Okay, anybody can transact with anyone. Okay, without permission, and all these transactions don't have any middleman. Okay, that is the essence of cryptocurrency. Okay, so basically everything is about the bits and byte world, where only establishing factor of the trust is the code. Okay, that's a very, very important thing as far as cryptocurrency is concerned. Next, please. So when you say crypto, right, then technically, like people like to say that it's just a chain, right? It's just a data structure where you have hash linked lists, okay, which is stored in blocks in and shared in a distributed fashion, right? But like I just said, the hashes, the security of the decentralized consensus, these are what actually give value to the blockchain. Okay, that is So when you say your blockchain is open, okay, it's permission, but it's open. Anybody can. It's open software, so anybody who wants to play with it, improve it, can do so. Okay, but it's open software, but is it open access? Is it? Do you need permission to be able to do things with it? Okay. When you say it's neutral, there are degrees of neutrality, the openness, the who decides the reward distribution, how decentralized is it, how many validators are there to who decide whether things can be changed in the blockchain or not. Okay. Can you censor the data? Can you decide that something is very, very inconvenient and needs to be changed? So all those things are basically things which you need to consider when you are looking at blockchain. Okay. The interesting thing about the openness of the blockchain is that it is essentially about building on collective knowledge. Okay, so anybody can use whatever knowledge is available to in an open fashion to build on it. So you can take the software, you can tweak it a little, and you can, next slide please. Okay. And you can append to it, you can change it, you can add to the collective knowledge. Okay. So everybody is sharing their knowledge. So anybody can tweak it, change it, and build another application on top of it. You can add another smart contract on top of a smart contract, on top of a smart contract, and add a new functionality. Okay. So you can mix and match any smart contracts to provide another kind of a service. Okay. So when you say that so many cryptocurrencies are kind of created every day, and yeah, they are because it's so easy to do it, right? You pick up knowledge from anywhere, mix and match, combine it, and try a new idea. Now, you are trying a new idea, it's a new cryptocurrency, you put it in the network, you put it in the common pool, and if people find use of it, they will adopt it, they will use it. Okay. If they use it, then it will have a network effect. If it has a network effect, then it grows, it establishes, otherwise it dies. Okay. So it's about creative destruction. It's when you say thousands of cryptocurrencies exist, yes, because each one of them is a distinct business idea. It's trial and error, and see whatever succeeds works, right? So that is the composability aspect of it. And next slide, please. Okay. So so when you now see the entire ecosystem of blockchain, okay, you notice that at the bottom layer is the blockchain. Okay, in this case, Ethereum. So this layer is where your the linked list is being maintained, the transactions are like ordered, and basically the finality of what goes into the blockchain is decided. Okay, and how it is done is by using the cryptocurrency, which is ETH in this case. in the case of Ethereum. So Ethereum is the blockchain which uses the software, the logic, the cryptocurrency. And when I'm saying cryptocurrency, I'm talking of software which is all the three things, right? It has the hashing part. It has the third layer of distributed ledger. It has the decentralized consensus. Everything, right, put together. That logic, that protocol is used to define what are the kind of objects you can create on what kind of assets can you build on this blockchain. Okay, and then so when you say build assets, what are you actually doing? You are actually just creating smart contracts. Okay. So this composability, okay, or the bottom layer at layer, what they call layer 1, basically what is happening is that the cryptocurrency is providing finality to the blockchain, okay, like we just saw. And on top of that, you build smart contracts for different applications, okay, like different protocols, like decentralized finance, or your various kind of products that you can build on it. The application layers, again, you mix and match different protocols, build the application layer, build the aggregation layer. So all this is kind of work in progress as of now. Okay, different approaches are being adopted to create this infrastructure. Okay, so that's how this whole ecosystem, the blockchain ecosystem, exists. Okay, so now next, please. So when you are using this blockchain, this cryptocurrency, okay, the essential, next please, Maya. Okay, you need to see who becomes irrelevant when you use blockchains. Okay, you need to see who is getting disintermediated when you use this kind of an approach to managing your transactions. Okay, who's next, please? Next. Okay, what are the new kind of business models which can be enabled by blockchain? Okay, these are the kind of questions you would need to ask. Next, please. Okay, so when I look at it, I see the future of blockchain quite like the adoption of internet. Okay, next. So when you look at internet, the initially from 71 till almost 1991, there was only one application, the email, right? That's all that was to the internet. In fact, there was hardly any concept of internet. It was basically intranets which were existing. Okay, and then you had the substitution phase when the web came, and you had just read-only kind of static pages for websites. Okay, this kind of continued till the transformation phase, where you saw the birth of social media, you saw the Apple phone coming in, and then you saw the transformation of the entire economy based on this internet technology. Okay, that's how the S curve of internet adoption went. Okay, now if you now look at next slide. Okay, now if you look at what is going on when people say that blockchain is just distributed ledger technology. Okay, what they are essentially looking at is just the uh, substitution. So when I'm saying substitution, it means basically they're saying that you use the centralized control of the existing processes, okay, and you put the database onto the blockchain. Okay, those are the kind of applications which you see today using technologies like hyperledger and all, right? Next. Okay, next please. Okay, so this is basically incremental changes, okay, where people say the technology of blockchain is okay, we can use that, it brings certain benefits like immutability, like auditability and various other things, but crypto is not. This whole decentralized thing, this is not okay. Okay, they get the idea that like you had to digitize for the internet, you had to digitize everything before you could get into the explosive phase. Okay, similarly you have to tokenize to be really able to use the blockchain technology, because unless you tokenize, okay, and when I'm saying tokenize, okay, what exactly is this tokenized bit? Tokenization is basically about creating an object where the value and the information about the value is a single construct. Okay, that's the token. So the value and the information about the value moves together in the transaction. Okay, that's tokenization. Okay, that's what, when we looked at distributed ledger technology, that was the third dimension of the ledger which was added by distributed ledger technology. Okay, so people say, yeah, blockchain is okay, but crypto is not. What they actually mean is that the decentralized approach of managing it is, it kind of disturbs the existing power centers which are centralized. Everything today around us is centralized. We are so used to centralized kind of approach to everything. Okay, so next please. Okay, so that's what is going on as of now. What is next? So next please. Yeah, so the second phase, which is now evolving in cryptocurrency. Now, I mean, let me just take a break here. It's very important to now understand, even if you haven't really grasped what cryptocurrency is about, but to understand this stage, right? That blockchain is Okay, if you can take home only this much, that right now, when you say blockchain, you are talking of the just substituting the existing centralized databases with some kind of tokens and uh, working with them. Today, what is happening is the second phase of adoption. Okay, so on the S curve, now you are seeing greater adoption, which is now happening. Uh, Here, the people are beginning to appreciate the ownership aspect of a blockchain. Okay, so internet was it democratized information, right? Uh, Everybody had information. Everybody could kind of interact, share. That's what read write means. That you put something and you can respond to it. You can have a transaction, commerce using the internet. Okay, but the aspect of ownership, okay, the aspect of ownership, the token that I just told you, where value and information about the value is kind of moves together. Okay, uh, just to give you an example. Okay, we'll come to that later. But uh, so the ownership is integrated into the new equation of this phase of transformation using blockchain. Okay, so people are now talking of tokenization of everything. There is a grudging kind of a regulatory acceptance of, yeah, we can maybe use blockchain technology for finality, for because it provides a good mechanism for immutability of records keeping as far as transactions go. Okay, that seems to be very nice. Okay, so maybe we can just tokenize things, keep the control, and move forward that way. Okay, that kind of acceptance is coming, and that acceptance you can see, like recently in US they allowed Bitcoin ETF. Okay, so now institutions, large institutions, can actually invest in Bitcoin. Okay, and you probably might see the Ethereum ETF also coming in. Okay, so that kind of acceptance is building. Next, please. Okay, you look at so you look at banks. Okay, uh, what are banks doing? You look at BlackRock. BlackRock has built a token which is called Build. Okay, and that token they use for converting all securities like treasuries, like you know, all kind of financial assets. Using this token, they are bringing onto the blockchain, which they have built, which has a token Build. The name of the token is Build. Okay, and with that, they want to use the features which decentralized finance provides. Okay, the finality which Ethereum provides. Okay, and build on top of that. Okay, so the base layer is of blockchain, is of a cryptocurrency, the Ethereum, and on top of that you build your own tokens. Okay, that is what is kind of happening right now. Okay, there are other applications which are going on, like tokenized deposits or deposit tokens. Like banks, basically, what they're trying to do is they're trying to remain relevant in this whole system, because they are seeing that peer-to-peer transfer of value is a very, very powerful thing which is happening, and they are seeing it happening. Okay, so they want to adopt that to the existing infrastructure of centralized banking as it exists. Okay, so the effort is to tokenize and yet keep the control. Broadly, it's that phase of adoption which is going on right now. Next, please. Okay, and people who look at blockchain as governance technology, okay, they have a kind of, I mean, I just told you when we were looking at the architecture, the whole of the blockchain protocols, where the infrastructure is still being built. Okay, the a lot of experimentation is going on, a lot of failures are happening, no clear path is available as far as how to scale things while maintaining the security and the decentralization. Because you see, when you are trying to decentralize things, then you are actually talking of a lot of nodes, a lot of participants to share and then come to a distributed consensus. So scaling those kind of things is very difficult. Okay, so a lot of infrastructure is still being built to see how best these the trilemma, which is basically that how do you ensure that decentralization, security, and scalability can be achieved using this technology, which is very kind of cumbersome, and it requires like kind of cooperating with so many different moving parts and things like that. Okay, so that infrastructure work is still in progress. So the good thing is that, and now again, let's take a break. This is a very important point which I'm now making. Okay, that this infrastructure which is being built today, okay, you can participate in it. Okay, you can, when you participate, okay, you can actually own this infrastructure. That is what buying, when you say buying cryptocurrency, that is what you're doing. Okay, you can own the infrastructure. In internet, you could never own TCP/IP, right? But here you can own the protocol. So that's a major difference between the internet and the way the blockchain is evolving. Okay, so coming back to the governance protocols, there are viewpoints. It will, so imagine tomorrow's world of robots and AI agents and IoT devices. Okay, now all those digital entities will certainly not be transacting in dollars or in rupees, right? They will need a kind of a digital currency to function. Okay, so that's the thought, that blockchain, something, if not Bitcoin, something, some variant of Bitcoin, but the same technology, the same innovation which is happening in this space, okay, will create a currency which will be appropriate for the machine economy of tomorrow, where you have a convergence of a lot of disruptive technologies happening. Next, please. Okay. So those are the kind of next. Okay, those are the kind of applications which you can look at. a little maybe down the line, maybe a decade, maybe less. Okay, so uh, here's a kind of a speculated technology stack of the future, where the Internet of Things, the physical virtual objects like robots, or you know something, that even today as we speak, there are over 30 billion IoT devices existing in the world. Okay, so let's say 5 years from now, if you have 100 billion IoT devices, and you have AI agents, and you have autonomous mobility platforms, and you have you know intelligent algorithms uh, using AI, large language models, and other kind of edge computing kind of things. All that are essentially going to be transacting with each other. Okay, that bit, that bit of transacting with each other, of these digital devices, digital entities, digital players who could be substituting for you as your agent. Okay, they will need machine to a currency for machine to machine commerce. They will need uh, smart contracts, software based agreements to be able to operate with each other. Okay, so next please. Okay, and then you see, next please, Maya, next. Okay, then you see that you let your imagination run wild and see how it can interact with augmented reality, virtual reality, metaverses, and all these kind of things, synthetic biology, everywhere where you need to maintain the integrity of data, right? The immutability of data for use. There, the cryptocurrency element becomes very important. Okay, next. Next, please. How are we on time? Okay. So basically, like I said, this is what cryptocurrency brings to the table in the future world. Okay. Next, please. Okay. So we are moving into the world of connected intelligence. Okay. There is a crypto protocol which essentially it's existing today, right? It is worth about $700. What the idea behind that is that you have AI agents. You have a problem which needs to be solved. Okay, and you send your AI agent into the open big world of knowledge run by different LLMs providing different kind of specialty services. Okay, so your AI agent runs into that space, gets solutions to your problem, and then all these solutions provided by the different LLMs get into some kind of a decentralized consensus on what is the best solution for your problem, and then make it available to you. And here, what they are basically using is the Bitcoin proof of work concept for for this consensus. Okay, so those kind of things are happening of how you can, the, when you look at AI appears to be a very centralizing force, a dangerous kind of a thing where all power will get consolidated into centralized power centers, and then they will dictate, and there will be a big bad 1984 kind of a scenario. But using, let's say, blockchain, using these kind of distributed concepts to transactions, you can imagine a different world which can be created. Okay, next please. So in conclusion, I would say crypto is nothing, it's just decentralization. That's what it brings to the table. Okay, it's basically a governance technology which provides decentralization to this whole new system of tokenizing things, putting value and the information of value together in a token, and then being able to transact. And the transactions, you can convert them into hashes, and then in this world of hashes you can build some kind of a consensus and get all these things together in a run by a cryptocurrency, a logic, a software, to give you the ultimate truth, right? True source of it, it's like they say, it's internet of value. That's what the blockchain is all about. Okay, it's not gambling, that much I can assure you. Okay, and the last point I will make is cryptocurrency is basically the essence of a blockchain. Okay, so if somebody tells you that they are running a blockchain without a cryptocurrency, then I would really question them as to why do you need to use this blockchain technology in the first place. Okay, that is the crux of what I want to convey. Thank you. I'm done. No, this is okay. Yeah, so if we have time for questions, I would love to kind of take them.
If anybody has any questions, you guys can ask. Anybody?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah.
My question is, you're saying cryptocurrency is the essence of blockchain.
Yeah.
Is it the essence of blockchain or a use case of blockchain?
No, it's the essence of blockchain. Because when you say blockchain, right? Blockchain is what? It's just, like they say, it's just a linked list of hashes. Okay, it's just a way of organizing your tokens, which the distributed ledger technology kind of brings to the table, right? Where tokens of value, along with the information, being able to, you can transact those tokens, right? And then you can convert them into hashes. So you put them in a certain order which cannot be disturbed because of the hashes. Like the last hash which you have is maintaining the integrity of the entire chain. If anything changes there, this hash will break. Okay. So you have that kind of a blockchain, that kind of a system in place. Okay. The use of that system, the use of that integrity of data can only be assured if that system, that security of that blockchain is maintained using a cryptocurrency. The security of this blockchain is important. That bit of decentralization in every activity which is involved, is involved in making that blockchain, creating that blockchain, maintaining that blockchain, the network effect of that blockchain is basically because it is providing some kind of immutable value to the participants. Okay, so that's where I say that cryptocurrency is basically the essence of a blockchain.
No, I still don't get it. You could have other applications using blockchain, right?
Yeah, you have other applications of blockchain. That's what I said, that you have these the applications of distributed ledger technology, okay, which people use wherever you need immutable record of transactions. Okay, you can use this technology. Okay,
So why is that not secure?
those are the initial phases of adoption which are happening, right? That is what is being talked about as blockchain today. Okay, but these systems have a controlled mechanism of how they're handled. So if tomorrow you want to change how, you say no, forget it, these transactions need to be changed, and there are a couple of people who can decide that and they change those transactions, then what's the whole point? Okay, what's the whole point? But those are the kind of transactions which are being built today.
So tell me, who controls the code?
Nobody. That's what I'm saying. That's the whole essence of cryptocurrency, that nobody controls. It is all controlled in a decentralized fashion. Any change happening to any part of the software, any part of the ecosystem is a collective decision. Is a collective decision of people who have a stake in maintaining the integrity of that system. Okay. So everybody is an owner in this decentralized system. Everybody is the owner. Everybody is a participant. The more they share, the more collective knowledge comes about. The more the network is used, the more secure it becomes. Like Bitcoin, today, if people are willing to pay $70,000 for a Bitcoin, it is because of the security that it provides. Okay, it is being visualized as almost a alternate financial system altogether. So if enough people believe in it, right, then the network grows. That's what is happening to, let's say, Bitcoin. That's what is happening to applications built on Ethereum. More and more people are using it. The network is growing. And that's what is making it more secure. Okay, and nobody controls it. Everybody controls it. Everybody decides any change which is to be done has to be by consensus. Okay, so the consensus has to be decentralized. That is the core.
Any other question? Anybody?
I
Yeah,
have
Vijay.
one. Sir, I am a chartered accountant by profession and do the audit and investigation.
Yeah.
Understanding the blockchain, do you think that having such a robust entire system, the role of investigator or role of auditor will be reduced to a greater extent? Or do we need to upgrade ourselves, that what are the basic books or the courses that we should do to ensure that the proper governance is being able to be done in the blockchain era also. Thank you.
Yeah, so Mitesh, with all due respect, what we are doing as far as accounting is concerned today is based on the double entry bookkeeping ledger system. Okay. We are not in a position to account for exchange of value. Okay. Blockchain gives you the capability to exchange value. And when I say value, is if blockchain, let's say you say you want the strength of the blockchain is the immutability of uh, the objects in the of the transactions. Okay, so if immutability is important to you, right, then you value that immutability, you value the transaction which is happening. Okay, it's the, like I said, it's the third dimension to the ledger, which is value and information being together. Okay, in your banking industry, okay, uh, what do you do in banking? Like if I want to send money to you, then there are your bank involved, my bank involved. There are reconciliations happening to the database. There are a lot of processes. There are a lot of middlemen in between. Now, if I am directly able to send you value, okay, then this whole thing changes, right? It's about exchange of value. It's not about, uh, like for instance, Swift today. Even Swift, BIS is what they are doing is they are seeing that blockchain is becoming a kind of an alternate way of cross-border payments. Okay, so BIS is trying to modify the Swift system to include this technology of tokenization, where the information of the value and the value itself can move together. Okay, like Swift system, when you do cross-border transactions using Swift, what are you doing? It's just a messaging technology. So the message is moving separately and your value is moving separately through the correspondent banks, your bank, the currency exchange, so many players in between, right? So the value in your ledger, in your books, the point is in your books, it's like somebody's asset becoming somebody else's liability becoming somebody. There are a number of ledgers which are updated, correct, for a transaction to happen based on the message which is exchanged using the Swift system. Here, in this ledger system, in the distributed ledger system, both these things move together. The tokens move together, right? The tokens themselves have the value and the information of value in them. It's a slightly difficult concept, but that's what differentiates movement, the internet of information, which is what we are using.
No, but what
And the internet of
Mitesh's question
value.
was, Mitesh was asking how will it impact auditing?
How will it affect?
What Mitesh was asking probably was, what will be the impact on auditing?
On auditing? Yeah, so auditing, you see, you are auditing something where distrust is existing. In this case, it is all open. BlackRock today, just 4 weeks ago, they launched a protocol called Build. I was talking about it. Okay, On that build, they have, within 4 weeks, they have assets under management, AUM of $300 million. Okay. You can open the BlackRock site and you will have visibility to all the assets, when they bought them, what happened, where they have moved, who owns them. All that is transparent because it's all on the blockchain. Okay. So what auditability audit are you talking about? It's transparency which is being brought to the entire.
So will auditing become irrelevant?
Yeah, in the blockchain environment, auditing becomes irrelevant. You don't need to audit.
Okay.
Because it's open, it's transparent. What you are in blockchain, there is different type of auditing which becomes important, which is auditing of the smart contracts. Okay, the smart contracts themselves. So you need a different skill set. Okay, it's not that auditing as a concept goes away, but you need to audit different entities and different elements of the system.
What is a smart contract?
Smart contract is nothing. It's just a piece of logic. Like your the normal vending machine. Okay, what you just put in a 100 rupees, press the button, press the Coke, you get the Coke and you get the change back, right? There is a process which is running in the vending machine. Okay, it's just a code, a software. That's all there is. Smart means you just code it and it is built on the on the blockchain infrastructure.
So it means that we need to adapt the different skills altogether.
Sorry?
We need to upgrade to the different skill set of coding itself, rather.
Not coding, but you need to understand what is the contract. Okay, what is the contract? What is it saying? So the contract will be open because everything in the blockchain world is open. All software is open. If you want the complete coding of Bitcoin, how it functions, it's open. Okay. In fact, what people do, they take the code of an existing, let's say, cryptocurrency. Okay. Modify it a little to give another functionality. Okay. And they say, okay, we build a better Bitcoin. There are 10 versions of a better Bitcoin. Okay, it doesn't mean anything. It is which network has got adopted, which network is providing more security. Okay, so it's a different concept. Everything is open. No, your code is open. You can change. You can compose. That's the composability fact. You can compose on it. You can modify it. You can put it available for use to everybody. They can use your code. They can pick up some code from somewhere else. They can add some code and make another smart contract on top of it. If there is use of it, it will be used. If it is not, it will not get network effect. It will not be adopted and it will die. Okay. So, so it's a very different kind of open. You learn from it. It's a totally different concept from what exists today. Today, everybody wants to hoard knowledge. Okay, in this system, everybody shares knowledge. You build on other people's knowledge. You compose on top of existing. All these, when you say smart contracts, or you can use any smart contract. You can read the code of that smart contract. Okay, it's basically saying you do this, and then this happens. That's all. Okay, using the elements of the underlying blockchain. That's all. You change it. Nobody's hiding it from you. That's why every day you have, they said you have 7,000, 8,000 cryptocurrencies. Yeah. And this is after another 10,000 have died. Okay. There's nothing to creating a cryptocurrency. No, everything is available. Everything is open. All code is open. Use it. Use any smart contract with any smart contract, mix and match, build another smart contract to do another function. Yeah. If it's useful, very good. If it's not, it'll get dumped tomorrow. Yeah.
So, any other question? Anybody? Avnish Mahajan.
Yeah, Avnish. Avnish?
Avnish, please ask your question.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah,
I'm
please.
not able to. Can you hear me, is it?
Yes, Avnish. Go on.
I said, can you hear me?
We can hear you. Go ahead.
I think I'm not able to make one. Have you heard of Kafka mining? I have invested some money in Kafka mining and some concept of halving of bitcoins.
Yeah.
So, is the same concept available to all the cryptocurrencies?
There are a lot of you can build. You see, when you say cryptocurrency, when you say halving, it is the logic that you have put in how rewards will be given, how the blockchain will function. Okay, all that you put in the code. So this halving thing, you can put in the code, no? So it'll work like that. In Bitcoin code, it is written there that after every 4 years, okay, the
4 years.
reward
Yeah.
will go down by half. Okay, it's written there. So that's why you know that 40 years from now, that will be what will be happening, because that's the way it works, and there's nobody controlling it. So it'll continue working like that. You see, just to give you an example of the strength of this whole system, China banned Bitcoin mining. Okay, they banned it. They said, okay, no more Bitcoin in China. Okay, the miners, 60% of the mining used to happen in China. So all the miners immediately were told to shut down. Okay, they shut down, but nothing happened. The difficulty of it's written in the code that the difficulty of mining will be adjusted based on the number of people who are interested in mining, the amount of power they are using to mine. Okay, if instead of 100, 10,000 people start putting in power to mine Bitcoin, the difficulty of mining Bitcoin will increase. It will ensure that the difficulty level is adjusted so that every 10 minutes approximately from today, as we talk, from today to this morning, every 10 minutes, 3.125 Bitcoin will be created, will be mined. Okay? Whether there is one miner or there are 10, 100,000 miners, it doesn't make a difference. Okay. It's in the algorithm that the difficulty level is adjusted based on the interest, the power which is used to mine. Okay. So what I'm saying is, it's just a code. Anybody can put it.
Any other question? Avnish Mahajan, please ask your question.
No, I'm not getting it. Anybody can do it. You can't do anything. Like I have invested the thing. It's the code which is working. I am just an investor. How can I do anything in it? It is the algorithm in the Bitcoin that every 4 years halving will be done.
Yeah.
Anybody can do it. I'm not able to clear about it. Who can do it? Only the coders can do it, or the fellow who is initiated this cryptocurrency or that launched this crypto. He can do some changes and all that. How can an investor do some change? I don't think I can do anything in it.
No. When you say Bitcoin, the algorithm, what is it? It's just a piece of code. You want it, just download it today. Okay. Use it. Create your own Bitcoin.
But can I change it?
Yeah.
I can't change it.
Change it.
I can't change it, huh?
Of course you can. You change it, add another smart contract to it, make a better Bitcoin and put it there for everybody to use. Okay. But who will use it? Okay. Who will use it? It's the adoption. It's the network effect. It is over a period of 15 years. Every day people have been putting in their compute power to mine, right? Which is, what is mine? Mining is protecting the history of the blockchain, the hashes which I was talking about. Okay, that nobody is able to change anything in the history of these transactions which are on the Bitcoin blockchain, where today 810,000 blocks have been mined. 810,000 blocks have been mined. Okay. The entire history of that is one hash. Okay. And if you want to change, let's say, something which happened 5 years ago, you will not be able to do it. You will not be able to do it because all the hashes from the time for those 5 years will be broken. The whole blockchain will be broken. Okay. So your ability to cheat or to break things is just not there, because you need, if you want to change something 5 years back, then you will need to put in all the energy that has been put over those 5 years. You will have to do that. Then you will be able to change every hash which has followed up after that. Every hash. Okay, every block will need to be mined again. With the difficulty levels which will change depending on how many people are involved in protecting, securing this whole history of the transactions. Okay. Am I clear? So Bitcoin gets its strength from everybody trying to protect the history of transactions by using their compute power. That is what gives Bitcoin its value. That is what gives Bitcoin its security. Okay. It's not the code. I told you, code is open source. You write it. You create your own Bitcoin and you start running it today. You can do it. It's not about the code. It's about everybody trying to protect the entire transaction history, the immutability of what exists on that blockchain, the transactions, which, okay, that is important. That is value. That is where Internet of Value comes in. Okay, the value which is assured to you exists and has the transaction has taken place 5 years back. Nobody can change it. Nobody can change it. That is the value which you say that the distributed ledger technology has brought in via tokenization and secured by a decentralized consensus. Okay. All these things together make a cryptocurrency. It is not just one or the other. It's not just the code. It's the entire history. It's the mining, the energy which is required to remine if you want to change something. Okay, you'll need all that to reconsume, spend all that energy again if you want to change the history of the transactions, because every subsequent hash will have to be remined. I had explained what hash is, right? That's why I said initially it's very important to understand this whole concept of hash, to understand what distributed ledger technology is bringing to the table, the concept of value and information about the value being together as a single object, as a third dimension of the ledger. Okay, so all these three things together, one, the ability to have value and the information of the value be together as a single dimension of the ledger, the ability to convert all this into hashes and protect them using a blockchain, using that list, okay, and protecting this whole thing, providing the security with everybody's collective work, effort to mine, okay, to get the right to produce the next block where the transactions will be, next bit of transaction will be stored. So when you say 10,101 block is now being processed, what is happening? That the collective transactions all over the globe, it has no boundaries. In the digital ecosystem, all transactions which are happening are converted into hash, are put in a sequence in a timely order, are connected together to produce a single hash, okay, of that block which has X number of transactions stored as hashes. The block is a hash. It is linked by the next block with a hash. And the third block which is being produced is just using one hash of the history of the first two blocks as a starting point of building the third block. So it's all about one single hash, one 256 bits, right? Protecting the entire work done to maintain the integrity of immutable value. The ledger, when you say ledger, the record of all these transactions in an immutable fashion. Nobody can change it. That's what cryptocurrency, that's what the value of this technology is. Yeah, anything else? Dr. Indrajit, you had some question last time about.
No, it was only about the halving of the crypto, which you have already explained. I think it is clear. Now, I would invite everybody to join Wing Commander Gurinder's class, which is why we are conducting this master class, because he is going to explain that all these concepts very clearly in the class. So I'd like to thank him for conducting this master class, and would all invite you to join his course on blockchain at National Institute of Robotics and AI. So I'd like to, on behalf of everybody, we'd like to thank Wing Commander Gurinder Singh for taking us through this master class. So thank you very much, Wing Commander. Let us give him an applause. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
And Maya, your words last.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. And I'm sure the class was wonderful. And as Indrajit sir said, I would like to invite all of you to join our blockchain course, which Gurinder Dua sir is one of our faculty member, and he'll be taking classes. And with this masterclass, I hope everybody knows how deeply how deeply we have to learn blockchain. First of all, right, sir? So, yes,
Absolutely. There is a lot of knowledge, body of knowledge which goes behind blockchain.
yes,
So
yes.
as you can understand by this 1 hour class, that is, this 1 hour class is not enough. So this entire blockchain course needs to be taken, which the entire dimensions of blockchain you will be able to understand. So thank you one and all. We'd like to thank you for joining us today. Okay, bye-bye.
So, thank you, everyone. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.